16th, 2021, live field log. I just returned, I had interaction with whatever during whatever's going on in the big wide world beyond my control. While I'm sitting in a blind with a unique deaf situation. So I'm here. So I'm in the park with my son, and there's a group of women with their children who are sons. They're not of my ethnic background, but they are mothers to children who are standing right next to one another. And I hear a commotion because they're not speaking English anyway. And it's a far off sound that I find melodic in it, almost like a music like written to like an opera, or not even an opera, but something more pleasing than an opera. But anyway, so they're speaking their native tongue. We're standing in the state of New York. We're in the Marie Curie Park, and there's this large tree. And I look up from afar, because I'm watching my son, and only my son, and I can see that they've lost they were playing some kind of game with the children and the moms. They lost it looks like a partial football, but in an orange color with a black tail. And then, so they were throwing a very small object, a football, about this big football, a brown roast beef color when it's cooked, about that big. So they keep throwing the brown roast beef color ball up to the tree to try to dislodge the orange football with the black tail. But it's so small, and it's not hitting its target. So I'm standing there with my black and green umbrella like a cane, because my left articulate joint by the meniscus in the inside compartment is hurting. So I'm using it as a crutch. Anyway, I'm holding a basketball, which is it's a substantially larger ball in diameter. And so so I said, "Excuse me," I said, "would you like to borrow this ball in order to..." So the mother seemed very happy. She came over, she took the basketball, and they started trying to get the object out. While they were trying very hard to get the object out, one of the throws the children did threw, and the brown roast beef color football got stuck in the tree as well. So now they've lost both of their footballs, one with a tail, one without, inside of this tree. This is real life. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if this is the giving tree, normally you think the giving tree, this is the taking tree. It's taken both of their toys that they were playing with on the ground between the moms and the children, or the sons. So they keep throwing the basketball, but it's not dislodging. All of a sudden, from the side, there was a father that was watching. He came over, he asked if he could try, and the women were happy to give the ball over to the man. The man throws the ball up, and after several attempts, he's able to get both objects down. But on the last throw that knocked the last football out of the tree, the basketball got stuck. So all the women, myself included, were like, "Oh no, now the basketball is stuck in the tree." So so he went back and he took one of the smaller balls again and was throwing it to try to dislodge it from the tree branch, because it got caught in some kind of inner growth of the tree network itself. So he was able, thankfully, to dislodge the basketball as well. And then the women thanked me. I thanked them for waiting and helping me get my ball back out of the tree. And so we completed, everybody got all of their items out of this one tree and this one situation that we all got tangled into. And the gentleman handed me the ball back, and that was it. And then Anthony was still playing. He was playing with his friends. I then went back over to finish watching him, and the mothers and their sons went off to do and whatever it is that they were doing prior to the incident happening. So I know that that's somewhat of a quantum entangled story for one issue, one item, for one day at the park. But I know it's significant because I have other things going on, which is how quantum mirrors work and quantum mirror state works. I'm just not sure at Rouliad, or is it Roulade? Roulade or Rouliad. I have my Ruzel, but I never, from the Ruzel, from the blind, I never know anybody else's schedule. I know that my one son was born somewhere between the discrepancy on the long and short term calendar system that they call here the Mayan calendar, which has something to do with Incas, Aztecs, and Incas and Aztecs, I believe. I don't know what that means in the wide world of possibilities, but those are the things around town that I've, or in Ancient Aliens, they've mentioned when the subject came up in the year 2012. And then, but that all started around the time of the Y2K for me anyway, after the burning of the bottom of my midriff. And I know there's something more going on. I just don't know what at any given point, and I don't know how to find my own tribe members. It's almost like they've all disappeared, and I don't know why or how, and all communication's been cut off. My parents don't even, I don't even know if they're aware because of the signals from the larger esoteric, from interstellar to interstitial and the interspace in between. I don't even know if they're on the same storyline that follows along with my life frame. I disengaged in circadian rhythm away from them a long time ago, so I'm not quite sure. But that's, I felt, was an irrelevant, they were the irrelevant part of the story. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's November 15th, 2021.